hey, look at us. You know, me recording, you watching a video. Who'd have thought it? At this moment, I'm a little bit obsessed with this video by Paul Rudd. So, well, you should know who Paul Rudd is. It's Ant-Man, for God's sakes. But yeah, like, he did this video about, like, why you should wear a mask, and as well says things like, now slide that into your DMs and Twitch it, which is this scene here. Slide that in DMs and Twitch it. Go and check it out. Link is in the description as well. Revisits his, Something We Feast, where it's the Hot Ones. It's the Hot Ones episode where he goes, hey, look at us. That one, that meme. Oh, it's brilliant. Go and check it out. By that, I mean it's time to go on and talk about some really fun options, some really cheesy options when taking down the show up difficulty, and as well taking on Iron Man Infinity War in general. Now, we are on Iron Man Infinity War. Yes, by the end of the completion of the act, you get an additional 6,000 5-star shards and 500,000 gold. And for smashing down, you get 3,000 and then 500,000. So 1 mil gold and 9,000 5-star shards is what you should see at the point of finishing this off, which ain't too bad. More so for the gold. It's really weird that I'm coveting gold more than I'm coveting the 5-star shards. That's a weird thing in 2020 to say, but weirder things have happened with this game. But in any case, let's talk about options, people. Options! Now, I would say this is fun for experimentation. I did play about with a non-suicide version of Mr. Sinister, which somebody actually mentioned in a comment section of Marvel Contest of Champions news on, I think it was, must be Monday. God, time and remembering are two things that is tough. But yeah, Mr. Sinister. The fact is, if you've got Suicide Masteries, you can ping over your bleed and poison effect onto Iron Man Infinity War. It's a one-shot saloon where you can only send it over once, but still, it could be quite good to then utilize, I believe it's the heavy attack method, to freeze certain effects on the enemies. But Mr. Sinister in general could be a really cool, crisp option, especially with other things from the synergies. Like if you are using him as a lead champion, then randomly start the fight with either a 25% passive attack rating or power rate or armor rating, still very helpful. You get passive fury with class disadvantage, which again helps your damage output, which is great. And if you wanted to as well to deal with the auto block ability, use Bloodline synergy as well. Masterminds, yeah, okay, that's fine, and that can be quite helpful. But if you're looking for this champion solely from a point of taking on against the enemies, then or Iron Man Infinity War, especially in the Showdown edition, then that might be something to kind of say as an option, but I don't know if it's super sustainable and whether or not players would actually enjoy it. But blocking those unblockables, kind of helpful. When you're throwing back the shock on the enemy, doesn't work out too well, so I don't know if there's a great amount of sustainability there, but definitely from the show up, you can have a lot of fun with this particular pair up. Now, I think what you'll be seeing in the next 24 hours is a lot of Electros. Electro being hit by that shock does mean for some extensive amount of damage, and especially with the rate of crit that is a potential option, you could be seeing huge amounts of damage. Even from smashing in SP2s and getting a stun debuff, you can see yourself ramping up the damage very, very quickly. This champion is incredibly fun. I would say a 5-star version would be more interesting and fun than a 4-star version, but definitely something to consider if you're looking for different options that interact with the shock debuff rather than concentrating on the poison side of things, which, let's face it, poison vulnerability is one of the main things that I think a lot of players will be focusing on. Black Widow Clairvoyant seems to be another option to take into consideration, especially when you switch to the Curse of Plague. This is going to be really effective for throwing those poison debuffs, and as well throwing heavy attacks can stack the amount of poison debuffs on the enemy, so you're going to see them massively on, which limits your take in of the shock damage by being aggressive and hitting out at the enemy. You can switch these modes by doing 4 light attacks in a row consecutively, and it will switch you from the Curse of Blood to the Curse of Plague. So that's how you really switch that quickly, and you have to do that very quickly as that shock damage will mount very early on. Next up, and a good counter against Iron Man Infinity War, is Cat Marvel Movie. Now, even better when you've got the champion ticking up those binary charges and going into binary ignition. After 25, you're able to get 5 Fury buffs and you're able to smash in a good amount of damage. Now, with Nick Fury on the team, you can utilize the synergies, and same thing with Rogue being on the team, Cat Marvel Classic. Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan. You know, you got a great team there that's boosting the synergies, boosting the damage output and stuff like that. So I'm all up for that, especially if you've got an Awakened version, which will go indestructible, which will limit down the damage that you'll be getting from those shock debuffs. Either way, it's a great champion. Playing aggressively is fun. Great with Suicide Masteries, and I'm sure that players will use this in the showdown. Be interested to see when the first results come in for the leaderboard. But yeah, Cat Marvel movie is another great option. And now, onto the piece de resistance, one of my favourite cheesy poison vulnerability methods, which I love. I absolutely love. And that is Abomination. Yes, Abomination. More so from the show up than the showdown. Tested it in showdown. It's rubbish. Show up difficulty, this is perfect. So first of all, Abomination's in the team. You've then got MCOC in. MCOC takes 50% less poison damage. Not important, but with Abomination, deals 50% more poison damage. That's a great start. Made even better with the Eastern Blocker synergy, which is that all attacks have a 50% chance to inflict poison, dealing 70% of modified attack over 10 seconds. I then add in a little bit of the Lost Daughters of Asgard, so we intercede and then we get the Fury buff. And then as well, just for good measures, we've just got, well, this ticks off with MCOC having Angela in for some extra power. So apart from that, this synergy was the most fun. I tried with it 4-star. There was a few things that I'm finding interactions with Iron Man Infinity War a bit off with this champion. But I did a 6-star version test and a 4-star version test. And it is so enjoyable to see these in action. Made a few mistakes, but the fact is, made mistake, got through it. And that's the thing. This could be fun for anybody that's struggling with the show up difficulty and the ability to get through it. So yeah, this is a fun synergy, a really fun synergy to play out. That rate of poison you get on the enemy is so rapid that it is difficult to then go, right, well, I'm then going to be without a poison debuff and I'm going to be taking damage. So yeah, this is a great suggestion. There are a few other ones out there. You could put Mr. Fantastic on your team for pre-fight stuff where you kind of reduce the potency of debuffs. So that's another option where you have things with like a petrify debuff you can put on the enemy. If you're looking for champions that shrug off woods, I don't know if I would recommend anything like Cap America Infinity War with skill on the team. I think that's a bit much. But champions like Man-Thing would be pretty cool, especially if you've got the right synergy in place, well-timed blocks, doing poison debuff, and as well doing things like heavy attacks. I think you can put poison debuffs on. I didn't really have the time to create this video and put in that extra interaction, but Man-Thing could be a great option for this. I did play about with King Groot, but I don't think it's overly sustainable, especially trying to push to that SP2 to smash it off. So yeah, I think it's all about Abomination with the Red Guardian synergy and MCOC, Cat Marvel movie, Electro with the shock interactions. Mr. Sinister is a fun and iffy one, but could be amazingly just showing some great damage with the Suicide Masteries. But I'm sure everyone's got some options. Put it in the comment section who you used, and maybe ones that I've missed out as well. And thanks very much for watching this video. Just to let you know as well, I will be mentioning from time to time in videos where I'm in game. Next week is going to be a big week. We're going to be pushing a lot of crystals being opened on the channel. I'm saving up stuff now. I think there may be a slight chance it will be 6 stars being opened towards the end of next week. Can't guarantee that though. It just depends on stuff. I'm about to redo The Office. So if anybody that cares, anybody that comes on to stream will know this. I'm about to rethink the way that I deliver the channel from a streaming way. You know, I'm going to be getting a different setup. So there's a lot of stuff going on. Lots I will talk to you about, and a rebrand down the line. And also I will need to put out a poll to everybody somewhere so you can vote for the new guides that I'm going to be making and see which ones you want me to prioritize first. But lots to explain about that one, lots going on with the channel, and I'll let you know. Thanks for watching this video though. Check out some recent content up there as well, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.